Hi guys, it's been a while. Weaned myself 2 weeks ago. It's kind of slowed down progress. Pretty much took off the latter half of July, most of August to try to get the shop cleaned up. I'll pan that later and you can see some of the progress. It's not nowhere near as bad as it was. It's not great yet. It still looks like a bomb went off. But I decided to go car back on the dyno, see where it's at. We'll turn the boost up today and see if we can make some real power, maybe. The way it's going to go is I'm going to do a check pass or two at gate level to make sure it's still making the roughly 430 horsepower it was making back in November. And then after that we'll turn the wick up and I'll get some of that on video. And hopefully you guys will be watching that tonight, and hopefully I don't scatter it all over the shop. So here we go. Alright, so the numbers were not desirable. They weren't terribly far off. However, I noticed, and I may or may not leave some of this in the video just because diagnostic information and whatnot. I noticed it seemed to be dragging, and I caught a whiff of well, if you've ever burned a clutch, it kind of smells like that, except this car obviously is an automatic, so that leaves us with brakes. And I got one side smoking its ass off over here, and it's obviously very hot. And I got one over here on this side. You know, we knocked most of the rust off, but it's warm. I wouldn't say it's even hot. I could probably touch it. I'm not going to. I mean, I'm pretty dumb, but I'm not that dumb. So I guess I'm gonna have to loosen the straps up here, chalk it in the front, and jack up the rear and take that tire off, and see if I can, at least for the purposes of the dyno session, push the pistons back in the caliper, because I think that's probably what's happened. I think they've just gotten stuck. So, you know, who said making power was easy? For the case I don't get back to playing with it today, which would really kind of be unfortunate because I don't have anything at all going on. I've already cut the grass and everything else. 395 at 18 or 19 pounds, which is, I mean, even given the temperature and everything that we got going on here, a bit lower than what I expected. I mean, it's summertime, it's not winter time. I figured it'd probably be about 420. And now we kind of have a pretty good idea where that 20 horsepower or so is going. On the next pull, it turned up the boost to, I don't know, 22-ish, whatever 260 kPa is. And it only picked up 30 horsepower. Last time, of course, it's been a minute, but last time that was good enough to put it close to 500. So whatever the problem here is seems to have started to get worse. And you know, just one of those things. You let them sit for a little while and stuff stops acting right. So my lovely dents. Been abusing the car back to back, so we're gonna let it cool off for a minute. See, I overfilled the transmission a little bit over there. We yacked a little bit out of the breather. That's all right. I'm pretty confident I did that earlier. Nothing coming out of the expansion tank. No, I'll look at the video, but I don't smell a whole lot coming out of the breather other than normal breather smells, so that's good. We'll talk about the graphs here real quick, because I got a whole bunch. I've been obviously beating the hell out of the car. Got my brake problem fixed. You can see that the first two runs, one was at wastegate, 395. I thought that was pretty low, and I turned it up to about 21 pounds. And 430 is pretty low for 21 pounds. Now, the weather's not great today. The air temp sensor in the car is saying about 100 degrees. Of course, that's in the engine bay. It's 85 in the shop. You know, it's just a kind of a humid day here in the south. I don't know what our density altitude is, but probably not favorable for power production. So then the two green ones there, the 408 and 476, were after I got the brake caliper unstuck. I think what I've actually got is a hose that is collapsed internally, and you hit the brakes and it just holds the pressure. It doesn't bleed it off. Probably about due for a brake job all around on this thing anyway, you know. Nothing like losing your brakes at 140 miles an hour at the end of the track. But anyway, that 408 was at the same wastegate pressure the black one was at. And then the dark green one, 476, was the same setting as the blue one there that made 430. There were no tuning changes. I didn't adjust anything. I just, you know, replicated the first two pulls to see what we got, and that's what we got. Nothing else has changed. The 525, I think I turned the boost up again from 19 to about 25-ish, and played around with that for a couple pulls, and then the last four pulls I've been targeting just over 2 bars, so about 28, 29 pounds. Playing with the timing. The air fuels look pretty good. It's not going to show up here because I'm not logging it on the dyno, but on the 516 and 534, I looked at it and I'm like, huh, let me play with the timing a little bit. Of course, if you're not sure your timing's good, the safe thing to do is to pull a degree. I don't always do that on my own car, but I'll try to tell everybody else, you know. So, I tried that, and obviously, 1 degree drop, what is that, about 20 wheel. So then I added that degree back and put another degree in it. You might be thinking, well, 534, 535, that doesn't seem like it was hardly worth the effort. Maybe take that degree out. Well, one of the other things I saw on the log was that suddenly it was making 10 kPa less boost across the top, which indicates that it's running better. So we're going to add the duty cycle in to try to get it back up to the targeted amount. I'm running open loop right now. That's why it's doing that. And we'll see. But the car's going to cool off for a little bit. I might go down to the house, cool myself off for a little bit. There's no rush. I don't have anywhere to be. I can't race the car. And, why force it and tear it up? It's been a pretty good morning so far, so we're going to leave it at this and take a break. We'll cool down, look things over real quick. I'm not seeing anything in any of the logs that would indicate I'm having issues. Just kind of creeping up on it a little bit. I think that was 325 kPa there on the 574 pull. It was about the same on the one before it. I just leaned it out. It was really rich. Shooting for mid 11s on the old E80 fizzle, and right now it's like at 11.1 on the 574 horsepower pull. So yeah, just gonna let it cool off for a minute. I'm gonna cool off, air out the shop, you know, that kind of stuff. Nothing too serious.
Oh yes! Come on, big girl! Let's go for 700.